Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Carl from Planet 40k and we're back with more Necron reviews today, and we're going to be covering another unit from the box set, the Canoptek Scarabs. So just a quick recap from my last video. We covered the Plasmancer, link in the description. I urge you guys to go and test him out, as I think it's quite a good unit from the box. He doesn't look it at first, but he is. Just have a go with him. Anyway, if you're not subscribed already, please get on board, as we're dropping reviews almost daily at this moment, and we're still virtually a new channel, so we really appreciate the help. So the Canoptek Scarabs, which now have a new model from the Indominators box set, you actually get 6 in the box, which is pretty decent. They come in a min squad of 3 bases, which are 15 points a base or 2 power level. If you've got 4 or more models in the unit, then your power level does become 4. Previously, in the old edition, you were allowed a max squad of 9, but now you can only have 6. However, they have gained an extra wound since, so that's not too bad. Their stat line is as follows. So movement is 10, weapon skill 4, strength 3, toughness 3, wounds 4, attacks 4, leadership 10, and a 6-up save. So we know from past editions that these guys are pretty weak, but their power isn't in strength, it's more in numbers. So having 4 attacks each and 4 wounds base, that's a lot of wounds to be going through. These little guys are rapid at 10 inch, so they can jump onto an objective and stay outside, as they're pretty flat on their base, so they should be making their points back in that way. So they're equipped with feeder mandibles, which are pretty naff to be fair. Strength user, so strength 3, hitting on 4s. However, any unmodified hit roll of 6 will auto wound the target, which is now a new nice addition. So if you've got a min squad of 3 of these guys, you're going to be getting 12 attacks, hitting on 4s. So that's going to get you an average of 6 hits. I'd expect one of those hits to be a 6, so that'll already win with one of them. And then out of the remaining 5 hits, you're likely to need 5s to wound, so you should be getting another 1, maybe 2. So you're going to be dishing out 2 or 3 wounds in combat with a min-level squad. If you max out the squad, just simply double the numbers I've given already, so your outcome will be approximately 4 to 6 wounds on average. Really, you're not going to be seeing much damage from these little guys, as that's not their game. They score your points on the objectives, and points are now more vital than ever with the new edition because of the secondary objectives in match play. You can now pre-plan if you're going to have an objective-heavy mission to complete, and these guys can be a big part of just staying out of sight and scoring you points. Personally, I would take them in squads of 5 rather than 6s, because then you're ignoring the new coherency rule, where if you've got 6 or more models, then they need to be within 2 inches of 2 models rather than 1, so you're ignoring that. And not only that, it also doesn't give any blast weapons the min 3 shots, as you've only got the 5 models, so you're avoiding the blast as well. So as for dynasties, there's 3 that I'd potentially look at. I'll go through them. They're not probably the best thing to give them, but we'll go through them anyway. And I'm going to be using the new dynasty rules that are coming out in the new Codex in, I think it's a month's time or so. It might even be October. So firstly, there's Novak, which give +1 to charge rolls now. And they also, if you do charge, your weapons become -1 AP. That's okay when you've got all those attacks. And like we said already, you're going to be scoring a few wounds, so -1 AP might help. The second one is a new dynasty, Sharkan, or I'm not sure if that's pronounced correctly, Sharkan. And they gain 5+ feel no pain against mortal wounds. It's only mortal wounds only. So that's situational at best, because not all armies even have the ability to dish out mortal wounds anyway. The dynasty also gives you 1 reroll to wound on the unit, so that's just so-so at best, but I'm clutching now. The third is Nephrek, which gives you a 6+ in-bun save. It also allows you to auto-advance to 6 inches and can pass through models using their translocate beam. You can also use the beam to fall back out of combat, similar to the new stratagem in the rulebook, Desperate Breakout, but you're not paying the 2 CP to do it. Worth mentioning that currently the Canoptek Spiders still have the Scarab Hive ability, which is where they regain lost Scarab bases if you're within 6 inches of the spider. So they can act as a screen for the spider, I guess, if you want to play it that way. There's a few stratagems that are related to them as well. One of them is called Self-Destruction. This is where a Scarab swarm piles into combat. One of your swarm bases that is within 1 inch of the enemy unit can deal D3 mortal wounds to the unit. It basically detonates itself, and on a 2+, you do the D3 mortal wounds. Even if you don't get the 2+, you're going to be losing your model because you've self-detonated. And it only costs you 1 CP to do that. It's not bad because in this edition, you're starting off with a lot of CP and you're gaining CP throughout in the command phase. So the stratagem could help you. So the other stratagem is called Translocation Crypt. It's 1 CP. You basically give either an infantry or a swarm unit deep strike. So they can deep strike in for 1 CP, land on an objective or just behind enemy lines, and they become a very big distraction, especially if they're hidden away behind enemy lines, because your opponent then has to deal with them. And if you've got at least 12 wounds in there, it's going to take out a lot of their ammunition. The keywords are pretty much the same as they were. So they've got the swarm keyword, obviously, and fly. So terrain isn't going to be a problem for you there. Overall, the unit isn't that great, but it is cheap, though. 45 points gets you the 3 base min squad, which, like I said, it gives you 12 wounds. And your opponent is going to be wasting ammunition trying to clear them off because they're going to be scoring points. The damage output isn't that great, and you're realistically not going to be choosing a Dynasty based on what your Scarabs can do. I think you're only going to be including these guys if you've got 45 points spare, but with the new edition dropping and all the point increases, you're already tight with your points, so I don't think you're going to be seeing many of these for quite a while. They'll probably get a point reduction at some point, but at the moment, I don't see them fitting in. But purely for the fact that they can score points, they've got a lot of wounds, and they're quick, I can bump them up slightly on my rating. So today I'm going to give them a Planet 40k rating of 2 out of 5. So if you're enjoying our Necron review videos, please remember to subscribe, smash us a thumbs up, hit the notification bell. We are also doing some Primaris Marines. There should be another one coming out in a few days' time, I believe. Yeah, that video will be about the Eradicators review. So if you want to see that one, subscribe, and we'll see you again next time.